President John Dramani Mahama has called on Ghanaians to honor the memory of the late President John Evans Atta by upholding the values and principles that defined his leadership rather than limiting his legacy to annual commemorative ceremonies. Speaking at the 14th breath-laying ceremony in memory of the late President at Asumdwe Park in Accra, President Mahama says the most meaningful way to celebrate Professor Mills' life is through a collective commitment to integrity, democratic governance, compassion, and national unity. He identified those principles as integrity in public life, respect for democratic institutions, tolerance of differing views, compassion for the vulnerable, and an unwavering belief that Ghana's progress must benefit every citizen. President Mama says Professor Mills understood that leadership was a sacred trust bestowed by the people and should always be exercised in service of the nation. He noted that the late president consistently sought to unite Ghanaians, heal divisions, and inspire hope through humility and principled leadership.
Professor Mills's leadership was anchored in conscience. In today's world where our public discourse is often dominated by anger, division, and impatience, the life of President Mills reminds us that history ultimately judges leaders not by the volume of their voices, but by the depth of their convictions, not by the bitterness of political contests, but by the lasting impact of their service. And that is why his legacy continues to resonate. He taught us that public office is not a prize to be claimed, but a trust given by the people to be honored. He understood that leadership is at its best when it seeks to unite a people rather than divide them, to heal rather than injure, and to inspire rather than intimidate.
According to the president, the late Professor Mills understood the public office is not a personal reward but a sacred trust bestowed by the people, one that must be exercised with integrity and accountability.
As I reflect on the responsibilities that the people of Ghana have entrusted on me today, I often recall his quiet wisdom and steady temperament. These values continue to remind me that every decision that I take must ultimately serve the people of Ghana and strengthen the democratic institutions that would outlive us all. The greatest tribute we can pay to President Mills is not found in any speeches or ceremonies or anniversaries annually. The greatest tribute we can pay to him lies in our commitment to the principles that he cherished and lived for, and that is integrity in public life, respect for democratic institutions, tolerance of different views, compassion for the vulnerable, and an unwavering belief that Ghana's progress must benefit each and every one of its citizens. His dream of a peaceful, just, and prosperous Ghana remains a work in progress. And I pledge to the memory of Professor Mills, President Mills, that I shall continue to walk in the footsteps that he left. Professor Mills' dream now belongs to all of us, and we must continue to work to fulfill that dream.